Okay, it's 6 p.m. Let's go train. Training with Kacper looks like this. Okay, today is actually the next day after yesterday's training, and we didn't even end up recording anything because we were so tired. So yeah, literally finished at 9 p.m. I can, add a photo here, but yeah, we were literally dead. So yeah, today is Saturday, I think, and I decided to make a banana bread, which I don't really like. But I like just making it, so I will. And I'm also gonna answer some of your Q&A questions that you send me on Instagram. So yeah, let's just get started. Hi. Okay, perfect. So what do we need for the protein banana bread? And I kid you not, I've made it like 10,000 times, but I always add something different, and I'm like, I don't like this in the recipe, or maybe I'm gonna add a little bit more Greek yogurt, or maybe less flour or something, and I'm like, And you know when you try to make something better, but you actually make it worse? So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, it's just fun. Anyway, we need bananas, Greek yogurt, maple syrup, or honey. I don't think I have maple syrup, but yeah. Cinnamon, salt, flour, baking powder, some chocolate chips, they're optional, and high protein option is protein powder instead of 50 grams of flour. So yeah, basically what we need to do, which is like the worst thing ever, you have to mash the bananas. And I know you can blend them, but I don't really have a blender, you know? So yeah, oh well, we need this, I guess. I don't need a scale for now. And I can probably answer like the first question, you know, from Instagram. So let's see what it is. I know I'll put it somewhere here. I'm gonna start with a simple one, you know. What did I study? So I studied neuropharmacology, part of biomedical sciences. Yeah, I also did clinical Pilates as a course. when I just wanted to understand, you know, the therapeutic exercise in terms of not just mental disorders, but also physical disorders. So that's what I did at uni and outside of uni as well. Okay, banana number 1 is done. Let's do it. Banana number 2. Okay, another question. Can building strength at the end range of motion build flexibility without stretching? I would say, and that's a fact, building strength at the end of range of your motion is the best, the most efficient way of actually building flexibility and also strength within those ranges, right? Because, well, there's 2 things. First of all, you can be very flexible, but not really, you know, strong in those ranges. So even if you think about how hypermobile joints, that's kind of being very flexible, but not really being strong enough, not having, you know, strong structures surrounding your joints and everything. So you're even more, you know, likely to get injured and everything. Because again, I'm repeating myself, you're just not strong enough, right? However, is it the only way or is it the best way? I think even myself, you know, I say like, don't stretch, don't do this and everything, because I think in general, for like the general population, we focus on stretching too much, but I wouldn't say it's a bad thing to do, right? So I would say like consistency is probably the best thing. But for example, if you want to get to your goals, which is, I don't know, think of a skill that requires a lot of flexibility, right? Like a split. I think for a split, you have to hold those, you know, different stretches for long, right? So actually, you know, deep static stretches as well. But if you want to get to that goal quicker, and like I said before, in a more effective and efficient way, adding weight is the way, the thing to do, the right thing to do. Because again, it depends, you know, on your body, on your, even, you know, stress and mental health, you know, plays a massive role here. But again, for the general population, I would say add weight, add resistance when you're ready, you know, because usually we just like looking for the best exercise, but then our bodies are not ready for anything, you know. So let's say you want to learn, I don't know, a pancake stretch, right? I'm not going to tell you to sit down in a pancake as wide as you can and then add a plate to the back of your back and then lower down. Like you're literally going to break in half, right? So first of all, always focus on, you know, understanding that movement, like how your body reacts to certain things. Can you even like hinge forward properly, you know, instead of just like, I just want to do a split. Can you bend, you know, or can you hinge forward without bending, you know? I think that's the most important thing. Once your brain understands that, everything becomes simple. But then once you have that, there's different things you can do. You can combine, you know, static stretches, which is okay, dynamic stretches, which is okay as well, resistance, you know, stretching with weights, or like strength training to your aim ranges with weights, you know, everything is great, but you just have to know when to do it and how to do it properly, right? So yes, I hope that makes sense, you know, everything is fine. What's the best way? Depends on your goals. Do you want to do a split? Like, you know, you're going to drop everything and you're just going to train to get to your split? Answer yes and no. And then if it's a yes, then do X, Y, and Z. If it's a no, do X, Y, and Z, right? So yeah, it all depends. What's next? I think I'm just going to add everything to here. You know, oops. And then just zoom it, you know? I think I'm going to use this. Okay, so now I have to be very careful because last time I did it, I think it says 180 grams of Greek yogurt. So maybe it was like some other recipe, but it was 50 grams and I added 500 grams. So you can imagine what happened. It was just a chunky block of Greek yogurt baked. So yeah, 180, right? Let's go. 80 milliliters, which I think is 80 grams, right? It's like water, isn't it? Like in my brain, that makes sense. Let's see. Was there egg? egg. Egg is important. Okay, I think we're fine. And now what I'm gonna do, can I just add everything to this? I think that should be fine, shouldn't it? Well, let's see. Everything is just improv, you know? Welcome to Anya's improv kitchen. Okay, question number 3, 2, 3. How to be consistent. That's a quick one, I think. Just stick to the plan, you know? And I know it's simple, but if you don't have a plan, there's kind of like, why are you trying to be consistent on, right? You need some sort of structure, like something, you know, to build a habit, you kind of need to know what the steps are, right? You have a goal. Let's say, oh, I want to be, I don't know, I really want to be flexible, right? In, I don't know, even a year, right? Or I'm having these issues, like my body's not really reacting well to my training, right? I really have to focus on proper activation. I have to reduce that pain in my hips, in my elbows, whatever that is. You need that big goal and then you break it down. It's like solving a very complex problem. You have a problem, you break it down and you work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To get to step number 1, you need 1A, 1B, 1C, whatever that is, right? But what I'm trying to say, you need a plan. So first of all, do it yourself. Ask someone else. Maybe find someone to be your accountability buddy, you know, because it's always easier to do it with someone else, you know, when someone is not telling you what to do, but, you know, you can check in on, you know, each other, say like, oh yeah, how are you doing? You know, what's your progress and everything? Maybe you need a coach, maybe you need a friend who's also trying to achieve the same goal, or maybe different, but you kind of on the same journey, right? And I think that's it. You just don't have to, you can't listen to your emotions because yes, you are gonna have, now I sound like this TED Talk speaker, you know, but yes, you are gonna have those bad days. And I am telling this to myself as well. When I'm having, you know, the best days of my life, I kind of know the bad days gonna, you know, come as well, but then I know that's the part of the process, right? So you also have to understand it is a journey and you trust the process, but you don't listen to like, oh, today I can't be bothered, or like, oh, today this, today that. Yes, you're gonna feel like this maybe even every single day for the first week or 2. But once you overcome that, it's gonna be easier. It's gonna be like downhill, or maybe like uphill, downhill, you know, but it's gonna be a kind of steady process and progress, you know. There's one thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, it's not meant to be easy, you know. So don't want to say when it's hard, it's a good thing, but yes, it's not easy, you know. So if someone is telling you like, yes, it's gonna be super easy, just have a plan and go to the gym. Like, no, you know, we have to work, we have, I don't know, kids, we have other, you know, responsibilities to do and to take care of, you know, it's just, life happens. So you just have to find the best way that works for you to get you to that goal. Anyway, back to the serious business, which is our banana bread. So do I add just flour? Okay, bananas, yes. Greek yogurt, yes. Egg, yes. Honey, yes. Oh, vanilla extract. I don't think I have that. Cinnamon, no, that's later. Flour. So yeah, I'm just gonna. All right. Oh wait, no. 150. So you know it says replace 50 grams of flour with protein powder. Oh wow. Honestly, I'm not made for this. Okay, 100. Okay, we have 100. So now we're adding 50 grams of protein powder. This is not ideal. I don't have cinnamon or baking powder. I was thinking soda, right? Is it the same thing? I think it's ish. Anyway, I'm just gonna add salt. I'm telling you, this takes 5 minutes if you want to do it in the wrong way. Nice. Okay, and then... Okay, next question is, what's the best psoas exercise? So you know psoas is this long muscle kind of in your lower back region. It's part of the core, the whole core. And now, what's the best exercise? Insert your text. There's no best exercise, you know, because first of all, I would ask yourself, what is it that you're trying to solve? You're asking me, what's the best psoas exercise? It's this muscle, very, very deep, hidden, you know, in the back, in your lower back. You can't really feel it. You can't really use it in isolation, you know? And yes, sometimes it is the real issue, the root cause of your pain, of your something else, immobility, whatever that would be, right? Yes, it might be. But in most cases, like you have pain in your knees. Yes, it can be your knees, it can be whatever structures are surrounding it, supporting, whatever. But usually, you don't really work your knees in isolation, right? You don't really work, I don't know, your psoas muscle, your quads, your bicep or whatever in isolation. It's always everything. It's even like the bones, it's the tendons, ligaments, you know, other muscle, agonists, antagonists, you know. Always think of it as, if you just target this one thing, what's actually going to happen? Nothing, because even to target that muscle, you need to engage other muscles as well. So I wouldn't look, okay, so I need to sort out my muscle. Just, that means literally nothing to me, right? Like, I don't really believe in just focusing on this one tiny thing and then this is what I'm going to target and this is what's going to solve my issues. Oh, the oven is ready. No. What's the problem? Are you having lower back issues? Can you not do a split? Can you not hinge properly? And that's why you're thinking about that psoas muscle and how to actually focus and target it. So I would like rethink your way of thinking, if that makes sense, right? Reprogram something. There's probably something wrong in your whole system. Like, our bodies are so complex and so smart as well, you know? When there's like one thing not working, something else is going to take over, overcompensate, you know, become weaker or stronger or whatever that would be, because it's all a system. And, you know, we're trying to find that balance between what's not working and what is working, you know? So, yeah, I hope this answered your question, you know, although I didn't really give you that best exercise because I won't, because it doesn't exist. Yeah, it doesn't look great. And it's just not much. I think I did something wrong. Well, obviously, because I didn't add like half of the ingredients, but hey. Best shoulder opener for handstands holds. So I guess just handstands. You know what I was thinking about the other day, and I think the best one would probably, again, depends on your, you know, your situation, your level. Are you just learning handstands, you know? Are you a pro? Are you doing like handstand push-ups? So, you know, you have a lot of control and awareness in that position. So you can play with other things, but then you just want to, you know, increase that nice alignment. But I would say hanging, you know, hanging is such a good exercise, really underrated, but it's great for everything. You know, obviously the grip, the elbows, shoulder stability, you know, and even that overhead reach and movement, you know. But there's also a really nice exercise, you know, when you imagine that I'm laying, facing the floor, laying down, holding a plate in my hands, and I'm lifting. It's like, I would call it plate lift-offs in a handstand on the floor, right? So you hold a plate here, you lay it down, and you're just lifting it like that. I'll come to you and show you the ta-da! I don't know if you can see anything, but hey, beautiful. You know what I just realized? I think recording is really difficult, you know, to be normal. Like, I always find it quite weird, just odd, you know, as if it's not me. But I guess I'm gonna get used to it. And now I've been recording for a little bit and I think I'm getting a little bit better. So yeah, definitely want to add a little bit more videos so I just get used to it. And it looks like this. Maybe I can actually grab a camera and show you how it looks like. See? So you've got the banana. Okay, let me finish the questions. But I'm gonna sit here, maybe it's gonna look a little bit nicer. So, how can you manage time between video editing, working, and actually doing the exercises? Well, I think it's just like with anything else, you know, when you have goals and you are building a habit. So, for example, here we're talking about exercising, training in general, right? You have to make time for it because everyone works, everyone has a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things to deal with at the same time, right? So I think it's just managing your time in the correct way. You definitely have to prioritize things, you know, make sure that, you know, your health, your family, and everything is, you know, the most important thing. But also if you, for example, want to do, you have a lot of pain, you're very stiff and you have those goals, you want to do pull-ups or whatever, you actually have to do the work. Like, no one's coming to do them for you. It's not going to happen overnight. No one's going to do them for you. It's your hard work. So if you want to do those pull-ups, you have to train for it. So if you committed enough, you just have to prioritize, you know, I'm not saying put training over anything else. That's kind of impossible. It's like saying, yeah, just drop everything, go to the gym and spend 12 hours. Like, no one has time for this, right? But even 5 minutes, and then you can build on that, you know, add 10 minutes here, you know, don't scroll on social media. It's eating your time alive, you know, eating your time alive. Yeah, you know what I mean? We live in this world of dopamine, you know, and it's too much of it. And we're all addicted to dopamine. I am myself as well, you know, I like to watch something, just brain rot for a little bit to relax. But then you actually realize it's not proper relaxation at all. Like, it just kills your time. And then you're gonna wake up from watching that 3-hour Netflix or something and you realize, I wasted so much time. I could have slept for longer. I could have spent more time with my friends, my family. I could have actually trained as well, right? So I think it all comes down to priorities, but I also realize everyone has a different life. Make sure you find the way that works for you. That's the most important thing. And it's not gonna be easy, like I said earlier, but it is doable. You just have to make the time for the right things. Another question, best exercise for stretching quads. If I don't stretch them, my knees hurt. So answer would be nice. I wouldn't stretch because stretching doesn't actually do anything in terms of, if it's just passive stretching, right, without load, without resistance, deep range or anything, you're not really strengthening the structures that would support other structures. For example, knees, right? So if you're stretching your quads are really important, just like other muscles and tendons around the knee are very important for the knee health, right? But if you're stretching the quad, you're not really doing anything for the knee. Remember, I'm really simplifying things here, right? Like, I don't want to go into too much biomechanical or scientific details here because it wouldn't serve anyone. But I would focus on strengthening everything and not just your quads. I would literally strengthen the whole body, you know? Yes, if the knees are the issue, I would look more into them, what's actually causing that pain. But it's probably like, you know, observe how you sit, you know, observe your upper body, what's going on in your feet, your ankles. Are they okay? Are they healthy? Maybe they're actually super weak, so that your knee is overcompensating and working too hard. Maybe it's like your hip rotations, internal, external, like something's going on there, you know? So I would definitely focus on doing a lot of functional movements. And again, what's functional, right? First of all, it's really difficult for me to say because I'm not going to tell you, yes, do 10 sets of squats or whatever, because it can actually hurt you. But once you understand what's the root cause, so you speak to a professional, you get a coach, you get a physiotherapist, whatever that would be, yes, you identify the cause, the root cause, and then you go towards, you know, strengthening, whatever that would be. Again, depends on the issue. I would really focus on strengthening legs in general, functional movements like, you know, squats, lunges in different planes as well, you know, not just a forward or reverse lunge, maybe do them diagonally or something, you know, improve ankle mobility as well and its strength. Can you actually hold certain positions for X amount of seconds, you know? Everything around strengthening, not stretching.
Okay, and here I realised that the audio was not recording, so apologies. But yeah, the banana bread is ready, questions answered, and training session recorded. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.